In today's video, I'm going to be sharing everything you need to know to get started in real estate investing. What's going on, everybody? My name is Bailey Kramer, and welcome back to my channel where we talk all things real estate investing. One of the most common questions I get asked is, Bailey, how do I get started in real estate investing? So I decided to put this video together, this little newbie real estate starting kit, to give you an idea of how to get started. No matter your age, your income, your favorite ice cream flavor, or whatever it is, this will help you get started. So there are really two main pillars to get started in real estate. The first one is education, and the second one I'll be sharing towards the end of this video. So be sure to stay to the end because honestly, it's the most important one. Okay, let's start with the first pillar, education. In order to get started in real estate, you need a baseline education. What that means is that you simply need to have a basic understanding of whatever you want to do. If it's fix and flips, single family, multifamily, you name it. You just need to have a baseline education in that field. Now you might be thinking, Bailey, how do I know what I want to do? I'm brand new to real estate. I don't know what's out there. And the answer is simple. You need to immerse yourself in the various avenues of real estate through education. And then once you see what you like, then you can dive deeper on those topics. Maybe you're interested in single family or multifamily or self-storage, or maybe you're interested in strategies like wholesaling or Airbnb or buy and hold or fix and flip. The only way to know is by learning about it first. If you're like me, starting from ground zero, you might be a little bit overwhelmed by the various choices and opportunities within real estate. So in order to get your education, I recommend three things: read books, listen to podcasts, and watch YouTube videos. And I do know a channel that's actually looking for a little bit more subscribers down below. But in all seriousness, I did create a guide with all my favorite resources in the description below. These are all the resources that have helped me along my real estate journey, and I know they'll do the same for you. I wanted to give you a little sneak peek into the list, and it's my favorite resource for beginner real estate investors. And the resource is called BiggerPockets. The easiest way I like to describe it to people is it's like the Facebook for real estate investors. There's a ton of networking tools, educational content, forums, calculators, and much, much more. Oh, and it's free. The last thing I want to mention about BiggerPockets is that they have their own podcast as well, which is a great one to start with if you don't want to start with the Real Estate Investing Made Simple podcast. Okay, but in all seriousness, after this video, definitely go check out all the resources below so you can start getting educated. Okay, now on to pillar number 2, which is networking. There's a very cliche but very true quote amongst real estate investors, and it's that your network is your net worth. Or in other words, you're the average of your 5 closest friends. I can confidently say that your network determines your success way more than your education does. When I did my first fix and flip, I had pretty much no idea what was going on. But since I grew my network, I actually surrounded myself with people that were ahead of me, and I learned from them, and it's helped me propel in my real estate career. You could have all the education in the world, but if you don't know the right people, you're not going to go anywhere. So how do you build your network? Here are 2 great ways to build your network from scratch, and it's exactly what I did to build my network. The first tip is to go to biggerpockets.com like I mentioned earlier. And no, I'm not getting paid to them, although I wish I was. They have a tab called Network, which is literally there for people to connect and network. What I did when I was first starting out is I messaged 3 people every single day on BiggerPockets, and I encourage you to do the same. After you educate yourself and you determine what avenue of real estate you're most interested in, I would go to the networking section of BiggerPockets and type that in on the headline. For example, after you educate yourself, let's just say that you decide that fix and flips is the avenue that you want to pursue. I would go to BiggerPockets. I would then type in fix and flip under the search setting so that you can have access to people who are doing exactly what you want to do in your market. Because ultimately the goal is to get surrounded by the people in your market that's doing exactly what you want to do. And the main thing in your message is to lead with value add, not take. Your message could read something like this. Hey John, I came across your profile and it seems like you've been doing exciting projects in the Orlando area. My name is Bailey and I'm just getting started in the real estate game. I'd love to chat with you over the phone for 15 minutes to get to know you and see how I can add value to you and your business. From here, the goal is to get to know them and see how you can add value to them and their business sometime down the road, whether it be in a week or a year. If you find someone that you click with over the phone, well, then try to take them out to lunch or coffee and get to know them further and see how you can help them even more. Helping them could be literally doing errands for them in exchange for getting access access to a deal that they're a part of that you can learn from. Every situation's different, so you just have to put yourself out there and see what happens. And trust me, if you do this strategy for 30 days, I guarantee you that your network and your education will drastically change and you'll be so happy that you did it. Okay, the next networking tip is to connect with the guests on podcasts. As I mentioned in Pillar 1, podcasts are a great way to build your baseline education. One of the biggest missed opportunities is that people listen to podcasts and then once they're done with it, they just shut it off and move on to the next. But the golden opportunity is that you can actually connect with these podcast guests. At the end of every single podcast episode I've ever listened to, the host asks the guests, hey, how can the listeners get a hold of you? And then the guest proceeds to share every single way that they actually want to be contacted. Take this as an open invitation to connect with that guest. Shoot him or her a message on whatever platform they want to be contacted on. And make sure your message is personal. Your message could sound something like this. Hey, Chad, I just heard you on the Real Estate Investing Made Simple podcast, and I was super impressed by insert what you were fond of here. I'd love to connect with you further. Your name. Trust me, if you do this after every single podcast you listen to, you'll grow a huge network super fast. And I do want to acknowledge that it is not the most comfortable thing to reach out to strangers. It's going to be super uncomfortable in the beginning, but that's okay. That's part of life, and that's with every new venture you take on. If it'll ease your nerves, connect with me. I'm always open to connecting with new real estate investors, and I'd love to see how I can help you. If you got value out of this video, do me a favor and destroy that subscribe button. And if you have any other questions that you want me to answer, put them in the comments below. And until next time, peace.